All right, now moving on to reading part 3, where we'll focus on questions 30 to 40. Let's first focus on the first few questions. For question 30, we've got multiple choice again. And it's likely this one's going to be in the first paragraph, okay? Because it's the overall theme or thesis of the text. So we can probably guess we'll find it in the first, maybe the second paragraph. Now for 31, our personal history, well, you have to skim for personal history, okay? And then read around it to make sure you find this answer. For question 32, this one, you need to skim for new role in life and mind. Okay, that's where you'll find the answer for this one. And you're looking for the name. Skim for Dr. Grange and or England players. They should be together, to find this answer, because those two things are very important parts of this question. And for 34, expect to find this, in the final paragraph, because again, it's back to concluding, right? So usually, almost always, people would, what they conclude would be in the final paragraph. Okay, well, let's find those answers. For question 30, well, the main purpose of the article is to explain how we can control our memory. It's just right here, is that our memory is not as trustworthy as we sometimes like to believe. Okay, again, not as trustworthy. Again, we can't control it. These are phrases that sound similar, so that's why this is the answer here. For question 31, well, our personal history is B, being edited all the time. We can find that here. This personal history creates and reaffirms our self-image. The monitoring system will choose memories that fit our existing personal history and possibly reject memories that don't fit, okay? So again, we get this feeling that it's being edited, all the time, okay? That fit our existing personal history. So our mind is kind of editing what we want to remember and reject memories that don't fit. This gives the feeling of editing. For question 32, when we take on a new role in life, the mind's monitoring system, well, we'll see, may look for memories that we had forgotten, okay? And here it is right here. The mind will start to dig up, okay? And dig up means look for, okay? Or find events from the past that had previously been passed over, okay? So again, if dig up might not be the most familiar expression for you, and again, that's why this really is a vocabulary test. But with the sentences around too, you can get the feeling that, in this paragraph, C is the obvious answer. For question 33, when the England players heard about Dr. Grange's work, well, they mostly ignored her. Okay, here we have although Grange had been working with the team for some years, previously players had simply been notified that her services were available. Here we go. Few took up the offer, okay? So if you said someone doesn't take up my offer, it means they're ignoring you. So that's, the phrase here that means kind of ignored her. Moving on to question 34, well, the author concludes that that these theories about the mind, have the potential to make changes in everyone's life. We can find that here. If such success can be achieved with people who are already overperformers, like the football players in England, such as elite athletes, the possibility for people in other fields of life is limitless. Limitless means like huge, or we can't measure, okay? So yeah, this feeling of very positive for everyone's life, we can definitely see that the answer C is the correct answer. Now for the last group of questions, the instructions are to choose no more than 2 words. That's very important. If you choose more than 2, you're going to have a problem, right? It's going to be wrong. And it's always good to have a guess before you read, even if it's just a quick thought. Think of collocation. Collocations are words that, go together, and grammatical words that might fit. For example, People's personality is not just a product of something, okay? The monitoring system most probably records experiences. So I'm gonna guess like a time, or think about it, like what words go with experience, like maybe memorable, terrible. Again, if you have an idea what words go together with experiences, this will make it so much easier. For 37, a person will want to feel more decisive when being in again, like what, a situation, a job, like in a noun, because we know it has to be a noun, right? Because there's a. In 2018, the England football team succeeded suddenly due to the presence of again, it must be a noun or a job or a person, because grammatically we can see of a. 39, Dr. Grange asked the England players to talk about their lives and what else? Lives and maybe experiences, maybe troubles. Again, something that goes together with lives. And for 40, the main aim was for the England players to make a to help them in their careers. Gosh, make a what? What can we make? Well, that would help with our careers. Make a plan, make a schedule, make a goal. Again, there's a lot of words that collocate with make a, but again, just having a think about it, even if you're wrong, it makes it so much more likely that you'll find the answer later. Well, let's start with question 35. Okay, a people's personality is not just a product of DNA, which we can find here, right at the beginning. We are not merely a machine programmed by DNA. Okay, so it doesn't say product, but again, this has the same, synonym, and again, the answer is DNA for this one. For question 36, well, we've got the answer here. The monitoring system most probably records emotional, powerful experiences. Okay, so there it is, just taken right from the text. Naturally, these are most likely to be emotional, powerful ones. Now, ones, well, they mentioned experiences before in the previous sentence, right? If you go up 2 lines, these memories tell us who we are. And then not all memories are equal to the monitoring system, so we'll select which experiences, again experiences, are most relevant to be stored in this way. Naturally, these are the most likely to be the emotionally powerful ones. Now, ones is referencing back to experiences that was mentioned twice. So questions like these are often much more difficult because they don't put emotionally and powerful right next to experiences. Instead, they mentioned experiences before, and then they use the referencing word one, or ones in this case, to refer back to experiences. So this one can be a little bit tricky. For question 37, well, the answer is a person will want to feel more decisive when being in a leadership role. Okay, we can find this answer here. Leadership role, in this case, the individual's identity may alter as he or she thinks of himself or herself as more decisive, responsible person. So again, this is the leadership role. That would be the answer for this one. For question 38, in 2018, the England football team succeeded suddenly due to the presence of, again, you could say just psychologist or team psychologist. We can find that answer here. Part of the cause of their sudden success had been a greater reliance on a team psychologist, Dr. Pippa Grange. Okay? And you wouldn't be able to write the person's name. This is a bit tricky. If you wrote due to the presence of a Pippa Grange, that doesn't work because we don't say a in front of a person. We do, however, always say a in front of, job, like a teacher or a student. So that's where this one, it's kind of relying a little bit on your grammatical knowledge in this case, where you know that the article, a plus the job, psychologist, is what they're looking for. And for question 39, Dr. Grange asked the England players to talk about their lives and, their past, or you could say past, you could say previous achievements. Okay, so that's the answer for this one. So you could say past or previous, both are fine. The answers are here. She also asked them to focus on their lives and previous, achievements. Okay, that's the answer here. You could say past instead, all right, because it does mention that in other places. But again, you want to say, you could say just achievements as well. Okay, so this one is, quite straightforward. You just have to find the word achievements. And for question 40, the main aim was for the England players to make a personal narrative. Now you could just say narrative to help them in their careers. And the answer is here. The intention was for the players to create their own personal narrative of who they are and where they're going in life. So again, this is, the main aim. The synonym here is the intention. So again, it's not the exact same words, but England players, in the text it says players, to make a, and in the text create. So they're not using the same words. So again, you can see just another example that they're using synonyms, and this really is kind of a vocabulary test. Well, I hope you found that useful. I really hope it helps you on your next reading test when you do sit the IELTS exam, and best of luck.